Welcome to VLearn, Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 16th of the subject Society and Religion, and the chapter is Secularism and Secularization. Topics covered are secularization and secularism, the secularization process, the social context of secularization process, secularization in contemporary world, secularism in India. Secularization and secularism, the terms have no definite definitions, they have different meanings depending on various situations and perspectives. Secularization, the word secular is derived from the Latin word secular, which means the present age or generation. The word secular came to be associated with the social process of secularization. Secularization came into use in Europe to describe the transfer of territories previously under the control of the church to the dominion of secular authority or the state. So, to transfer the territories under the control of the church to the state. The term, however, was applied in a different way when the concept of secularization acquired a more general or sociological connotation. The sociological connotation of secularization, social thinkers have used the word secularization to indicate a process whereby the religious institutions and religious conceptions and understanding have lost control in worldly matters, economy, polity, justice, health, family, and so on. Instead, there emerged empirical and rational procedures and conceptions about the world in general. The definition of secularization is greatly bound by a definition of religion as well. Secularization within religion, one aspect of secularization is that religions modify their doctrines and practices in response to the changing need and other members and in response to changes in society. Secularization in religion is usually accompanied by increase in attention to public issues. Secular and profane activities have become as important as this sacred. Thus, you find religious institutions getting involved with running of modern hospitals and secular educational institutions or engaging in philanthropic activities. Secularism as a value, it was an ideological goal of the new political philosophy and movement after the French Revolution. The secularization process, it was essentially a result of the struggle for supremacy between the church and the state. So the struggle between the sacred and the secular. Though uneven, it was discernible from the very early times. In primitive societies, it was seen that supernaturalist apprehensions and explanations were intermingled with empirical knowledge. Magical means were mixed with pragmatic procedures. Slowly, the process which Max Weber phrased as a disenchantment of the world removed the natural phenomena of their magico-religious meaning as mean acquired more of matter of fact. The Church and the State. In Europe from the very early times, the Roman Catholic Church exercised immense power over all aspects of life. The conversion of Emperor Constantine and socially influential classes gave the Church an immense recognition and opportunity to enter the secular world. There was also the idea that the church was not only meant for the salvation of souls for eternity, but had also a mission for this world, to establish a kingdom of God on earth. The clergy were not only involved in other worldly aspects of life, but were also involved in the secular life. The organization of the church became increasingly formalized and systematized through the development of canon law and administrative agencies. This development became particularly crucial in the background of a centralized, segmented nature of emerging feudal society. The organizational unity combined with its involvement with secular aspects of life enabled the church to have immense influence over the social and political life. In a highly stratified society like medieval Europe, where the society was divided into aristocratic haves and the poor, the church played little role in condemning this highly stratified order. The social context of secularization process, Renaissance. Between the 14th and 16th centuries, many people in Europe who could read and write began to take less notice of what their rulers and priests told them and to work out new ideas for themselves. They also became interested in the arts and learning of the ancient Greeks and Romans. This new way of thinking and rediscovery of earlier knowledge led to an exciting period in history known as the Renaissance. So, new way of thinking and rediscovery of the earlier knowledge. Rational inquiry was the essence of this movement, and this was evident in art, architecture, music, literature, etc. This period emphasized on classics as contributing to thought and learning. Renaissance was a time when people became curious about the world they lived in. Growth of science. The Renaissance period saw the beginning of rational inquiry. It marked an area of description and criticism in the area of learning. This development of detachment and observation and experimentation introduced new assumptions about the nature of the world. The rational and systematic empirical knowledge questioned the supernatural conceptions of the world and gave an awareness to man's capacity to harness nature. So, the rational and systematic empirical knowledge that also questioned the supernatural conceptions. And this basically was description and criticism in the area of learning and development of detachment and observation and experimentation, introduced new assumptions. And this was the period which saw the Copernican revolution. It was believed that earth was stationary and the sun and other heavenly bodies moved around it. Expansion of trade and commerce. This expansion in trade was due to some extent because of the initiative taken by the European states to develop and consolidate their economic and political power. The monarchy of Portugal, Spain, Holland, and England sponsored overseas discoveries, trade and conquest. European markets were flooded with new commodities, spices, textiles, tobacco, cocoa, quinine, ivory, gold, silver, and above all, human slaves from Africa. One of the most important results of this expansion of trade and commerce was the growth of middle class. Besides these radical changes which were taking place, there emerged a break in thought and ecclesiastical organization which is called the Reformation. And there was also the ecclesiastical organization, the Reformation took place. Reformation in the 16th century, there was a movement within Christianity to purge the medieval abuses and to restore the doctrine and the practices that the reformers believed confirmed with the Bible. This led to a breach between the Roman Catholic Church and the reformers whose belief and practices came to be called as Protestantism. One of the principal initiators of this movement, Martin Luther King, questioned the practices of the Roman Catholic Church and called for a debate. The papacy took this as a gesture of rebellion and proceeded to take steps against Luther as a heretic. So it's true that religion has ceased to have a kind of hold that it had in the medieval society. We no longer define our world in mystical religious terms, and religious institutions seems to be central in society, but we must remember that the events we described and discussed are specific to Europe, and those changes had some effect on the other countries as well. Numerous new religious movements have emerged in recent decades, and these may seem to be even responses to general secularization since they provide meaning, purpose, association, and support for a particular section of the people. Secularization is a long-term historical occurrence in Western society, and is also other religious systems did recognize and systematize mystical and pagan beliefs, but they did so in different ways. And also industrialization and technological application to some extent rationalizes and routinizes framework of social life. The course of industrialization followed different paths and occurs in different forms than one which is available in the West. So this is how secularization in contemporary world took place. India and secularism. India is a home of many religions and a multi-religious society. Religion plays an important role in the lives of Indians. Passions and hatred are whipped in the name of religion only. So religious conflict and communal violence has become a part of our social scenario owing to the multi-religiosity of Indian society. The meaning of secularism in India, it has been conceived in this way, keeping in view multi-religionist of the society and the religious conflicts thereof. As Nehru declared in 1950, the government of a country like India with many religions that have secured great and devoted following for generations can never function satisfactorily in the modern age except on a secular basis. So the secular idea was adopted during the freedom struggle to unite the various communities against the colonial power. The maturing of secular concept is closely linked up with the development of nationalism during the long course of the random struggle. And the later secular concepts were incorporated in the constitution as well. The secular ideal enshrined in our constitution has a peculiar mix of ethnic identities and common citizenship. It tries to ensure pluralities within a democratic nation state. This inbuilt contradiction in our polity makes it very difficult for the secular ideal to be practiced in reality. Secular concept and ideology. Prior to the British intervention in Indian politics, there existed no conflict between religion and politics. Politics and economics are neither autonomous domain nor they are contradictory of religion. They are simply encompassed by religion. As important element in the political awakening in India was the growing liberalism which came with modern education. The Indian middle class was the major beneficiary of British education and one of the first to initiate a nationalist struggle against the British. The nationalist feeling was carried down to the masses by the extraordinary growth of the vernacular cultures. This vernacular growth at the same time was not allowed to be chauvinistic because the nation as a goal was kept in mind. So much of the power of Indian nationalism came from its use of forces, idioms and symbolism of religion. India was partitioned in 1947 into India and Pakistan amidst communal riots. In 1948, there was a tragic assassination of Gandhi. This gruesome tragedy impressed upon the Indian leaders a need for a secular ideology to keep politics and religion separate. After independence, Nehru took upon himself the task of modernizing the country through the spread and application of science and technology for the removal of ignorance, ill health, and also poverty. So, the science and technology to remove ignorance, ill health, and poverty. Nehru was not against religion, but he was aware of how harmful religion could be to India. And religion was not debarred from public life, it was distant from the state. Modern education in the English language helped propagate this ideal, and through the vernacular it was carried to the masses. And a semblance of nationalism was forged and the Britishers were thrown out. Apart from this neglect, we are faced with contradictions present in liberal democratic systems, and also with this arose a feeling of injustice and deprivation which finds expression in various ways. Mobilizing one's own community on religious and ethnic lives is very often the practice. So this only reinforces the primordial identities of community and religion. So that was all about how secularization took place and how secularism took place, and the way modern education, English education, it was used to throw Britishers out and also to form or to forge a national independent struggle against the Britishers to throw them out. So these are some of the questions. What is the literal meaning of the term secular, and who was the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity? That's all. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.